Gabrielle, I want you to look at a conversation through DM on Twitter, and you tell me if this girl is trying to initiate a hookup with the person she's talking to or not.
Oh boy.
I said last night, you are in a game that you did not opt in for, and I want to reiterate that. However, the strategy that you should implement is very different than the Nina and Logan one. I'm going to compare the Logan and Nina situation to the Layla Anna-Lee and Ian situation because how she handled it, how you handled it, the correct answers are not the same. So Dillon Danis had been taking a little bit of time off from blowing up the internet with dirt on people when he was like, I'm sorry, what's going on out there? I hear there's someone talking about an Irish fighter. Are they talking about Conor? Are they talking about Conor? It's like, it's not Conor. All right. Then I won't get involved. It's Ian Garry's all, Ian Garry. All right, but they're talking about him. It's like, yeah, they're talking about him. He's like, what could I contribute to this? Let me go check my DMs. Oh, weird. I have DMs from his wife from a few years ago that she clearly initiated wanting to talk to me. And so here's a grenade with a nuclear reactor in it. I'm just going to pull the pin and throw that into the internet. So Dillon Danis inevitably is going to break the internet today. I hopefully am going to get this video up before everybody else, but believe me, they're all coming. They are all coming. Every video is coming today. Dillon Danis, you may remember him from such scandals as the Nina Agdal and Logan Paul scandal, whereby he got all kinds of dirt. He kept putting it out on X. She sued him. You guys remember all of that. We're going to give an update on that story today, too. And he has put the most notable piece of information into the conversation thus far. Well, maybe not the most, but certainly a very interesting piece of information. Now, I'm going to show you guys. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. This happened. This happened today. So these are DMs between Layla Anna-Lee and Dillon Danis, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to pick them apart with a fine-tooth comb because, I speak this language. I speak DM. I do. I am very good at text message interactions. I've lent my skills to my friends many times who are in complicated situations. They're like, I don't know what to do. I need to get my girl back. I'm like, you just don't respond ever without me writing the text, and we've had success in that lane. So, but why is this really notable? Oh, so Dillon Danis interacted with Layla Anna-Lee through DM in 2018. It's like, well, I think the thing that would be most interesting about that to the public would be, why is everyone hammering Layla Anna-Lee right now? Well, because she's 40. No, not because she's 40. Well, that's what you said last night. No, I said last night that it was because she was 40 and he's 26. I missed a very important detail, which was people think you're targeting him. It's not just that he's 26 and you're 40. I just did the thing like it's not really the same, 40 and 26. I forgot the most important detail, which is they think you're targeting him because you think he's going to be super rich and wealthy. So you targeted him because he's an athlete. And so people look down on that. That's the part I forgot. And I remembered that because when she is DMing with Dillon Danis in 2018, you go, oh, maybe she does have a thing where she's going after fighters. Or maybe she just likes fighters, But why is Dillon Danis famous again? I can't remember. Oh, right. Conor McGregor. It does seem a litlittle bit notable. So that's what we're going to do. Now, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. I didn't ask the last couple of days, and I'm like, all right. So people don't subscribe if you don't ask, So if you don't mind, if you're going to watch my content, subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to bring these fire videos for you because I love you guys like that. Also want to thank the sponsor of this video, Yo Kratom, because Yo Kratom, if you like bulk kratom, you will never find a better source for bulk kratom, $60 kilograms. That is an enormous amount that will last you forever, and they're only $60. It is exactly what I use. Go check them out, yokratom.com. All right, so let's look at the DMs and let's get into this thing. So this is what Dillon Danis dropped, and then after this, we're going to talk about Nina and Logan, like I said. So here is what I saw this morning. Okay, so she sends one of these, which I assume would have been something he said. I don't know, but this gets initiated this way. He said, this is in November 17th, right? So person that sent it to me was like, check out the dates. So I saw November 17th and I'm like, why the hell is she talking to Dillon Danis like 2 weeks ago? I thought that Dillon had said something in support of her. And so she was like, thank you, something like that. And then it was like, oh, never mind. 2018. And I was like, oh God, this is going to break the internet. So she, boom. And then he's like, where are you from? Okay. So she says, England, but half Brazilian. How are you today? He says, very cool, doing great. All right. So why this seems pretty innocuous, and then he doesn't show the rest of it. Maybe if I know Dillon Danis, he's going to show more of it tomorrow. Okay. If I know Dillon Danis, he's going to show more tomorrow, because that's what he does. You know, if you want to trend, this is actually a lesson that this is brilliant, dude. This is absolutely brilliant. This, like, I personally would not have thought of like this. I mean, it's complete common sense in hindsight, but if you want to trend, you don't put it out all at once. Put something out that you know is going to break the internet, and then they think it's over, and then the next day you put more out, and it's like, oh my God, he's got more. And then the next day you put more. Oh my God. She better hope that this conversation is not, God. She's single. That's the thing that's so fucked up about this, dude. She's in 2018, as far as I know, she's single, right? So, like, why can she not talk to Dillon Danis? But, you know, if she talked like a single girl in this conversation, this is going to go bad. It's going to go bad because, again, people are looking for a reason to light her up. Now, I am not looking for a reason to light her up, but I will say the following. Dillon Danis, like I said, is famous for one reason. I'm not famous for one reason. He got famous for one reason, and that was standing next to Conor McGregor, okay? Standing next to Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor says, Dillon Danis is my jiu-jitsu coach, and people go, oh, damn, Dillon Danis, Conor McGregor. And then Dillon never let go of the limelight. Now, given the fact that the narrative is that she is targeting Ian Garry, who is a young and up-and-coming next Conor McGregor Irish fighter, and Dillon Danis is in here talking to her. It's like, Jesus, man. Jesus. It's just like all circumstantial stuff that it on its own is not that big of a deal, but when you put it all together, and it all might just honestly be circumstantial stuff, but it's like, oh, it just looks so bad, dude. So now let's talk about the actual conversation. So where are you from? So here's the thing, right? If you are a girl that looks like her, okay, I cannot stress this enough. If this conversation looks innocuous to you, like it looks like it's just like, oh, it's just two strangers, you know, having a convo. This is how you start moving towards, hey, let's hang out and meet up in a hotel. Like that, or let's go meet at a club or whatever. And here's why I could say that. He says, where are you from? She says, England, but half Brazilian. Okay? If she doesn't want to talk to him, that's the end of the conversation. So if anybody goes, oh, well, she clearly was responding to something that Dillon said first. It's like, all right, maybe. But guess what? Right here, if she doesn't want to talk to him, that's the end of the conversation. England, but half Brazilian. Whoop, done. Like, you don't... First of all, I knew this before, but Gabriella, one of our favorite pastimes is looking through her DMs, dude. Like, it's like we go through her DMs and all these creep dudes that are all blah, 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 blah. Okay? And one of the things she is the best at is being nice without giving anyone an idea that maybe they have a shot whatsoever. Okay? The second she says, how are you today? If you're a dude who has any skills at all with girls, you understand she is providing you an opening on purpose. Okay? Bottom line. If I saw that interaction in Gabrielle's DMs with a pro fighter who was next to Conor McGregor, I don't even know, like that would be a very serious problem. Because again, that might sound crazy to you, it's not. She's initiating this conversation with Dillon Danis. What was she like? She's gonna, oh, you guys are gonna be friends? No, she's single at the time, right? She's single at the time. She there's no reason to like hammer her over it, except for, like I said, the narrative is that she's targeting fighters. She wants a pro fighter. Dillon's a pro fighter. He's standing next to the ultimate pro fighter. Maybe she's thinking ahead and she's like, oh my God, maybe I could get with him. And then I could get near him, and then I could get near Connor. Maybe I could be Connor's side piece. I don't know what she's thinking. All I know is that she 100% is initiating this conversation with Dillon Danis. There is absolutely no question about that. That's 2018. It's 3 years before she is together with Ian Garry. She did not do anything wrong here to violate her relationship with Ian Garry. Nothing. She's done nothing wrong here to violate her relationship with Ian Garry. When I say, oh, she's initiated, I'm literally just saying this is how everyone's going to cover this. They're going to say, oh, she is targeting fighters. She is. And maybe she has conversations like this with tons of dudes. Like I said, I saw a video of her directly saying, I'm terrible about falling into relationships. I'm trying to stay single. I was just trying to have a one-night stand with this guy, and then it turned into what it is. That's fine, dude. A single girl's allowed to have one-night stands. It doesn't make her a whore. She's allowed to do that, And so she was like, I like the taste of Dillon Danis' jib when I watch him on, watch him on TV. I might want to take a ride on that pony. There's nothing wrong with that. There's literally not, she might have honestly just been like, I think I'm going to take the next few years and I'm going to fuck a bunch of pro fighters. I want to ride the most Neanderthal gladiators in the world. I bet they're incredible. I'm done with these little soft boys. I want a big, strong man that knows how to put me in my place. I like to be dominated. That's what I like. And that's what they do. And that's what I'm looking for. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, when the narrative is that she's a wag trying to target Ian Garry, it's going to go bad on the internet. It's going to go bad on the internet. So I honestly don't have anything to add to this because I have no idea what's going on other than that this is not going to go well on the internet for her today. Gabrielle, I want you to look at a conversation through DM on Twitter and you tell me if this girl is trying to initiate a hookup with the person she's talking to or not.
Oh boy, okay.
She has not seen it. Ready? Don't look at the names. Just look at the... Oop, this is the girl on the left. Oop.
She's the blue?
She's in the black.
Oh. I don't know. How are you today?
He asks her where she's from. She says, I'm from England, but I'm half Brazilian. How are you today? They don't know each other.
I mean, I don't know that I would go so far as to say that's initiating a hookup.
But she's interested.
She's carrying on a conversation.
So she's interested.
I don't read that at all, but okay.
Are you kidding me? Some random dudes, hey, where are you from? You're all, I'm from whatever. And you're like, I'm from whatever. How are you today?
People who care about their social media, know that if they're interacting with their followers, that they're going to get more views.
Oh, shut up, Gabrielle. It's Dillon Danis and Ian Garry's wife.
I think that's a stretch.
No, this is 3 years before she met Ian Garry. It's Conor McGregor's friend.
Okay.
So she's not. She doesn't like him. She's not like, oh, hey, what's up, dude?
I think she was like, how are you today?
Oh, whatever. Well, anyway, the internet's gonna blow her up anyway. So.
Okay. Is that all you needed me for?
That's it. Okay. Pretty boring take from my wife, I would say, but nonetheless, we're gonna move right along now, and we're gonna talk about Nina Agdal, Logan Paul, current status. And we're going to talk about how she handled the situation versus how Layla Anna-Lee and Ian are handling this or how they should handle this going forward. Now, I think it's fair to say that what Layla Anna-Lee is facing is not even moderately in the stratosphere of what Nina was facing at the time that she was in the middle of it. It's not even close. And candidly, the reason for that is the reason that the strategy for solving this, or at the very least weathering it, is different, all right? And so I want to re-go over the Nina Agdal situation and then talk about it kind of as a totality in a way that I'm not really sure if I did at the time because I was more focused on Logan and the bankruptcy thing than I was on Nina and all of the pictures and all of that stuff that was coming out. So here's the deal. Here's the totality of the Nina Agdal situation. Nina had carried a brand publicly. She's very famous, right? She was much more famous than Layla Anna-Lee going into the relationship. She had a lot of content out there, right? And her brand, as far as I've seen so far, was very different than Layla Anna-Lee's. Layla Anna-Lee is like, I'm a pretty girl. I work for gossip magazines, like that. She publicly got married previously. You know, like her stuff is like, believe me, there are people scouring the internet looking for things that make her look bad right now. And there's not a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? That WAG book, I do believe that was done ironically. So it's not like there is a library of stuff where she is intentionally making herself look like a sexual whore, like someone who is starving for penis all the time. I can't take it. I got no problem talking about how far I could fit a cock down my throat. I have no problem talking about how I haven't had sex lately and I will literally fuck anyone who doesn't have an STD right now. I'm that starving for penis. Okay? Like that's what Nina had put on the internet. That's how she had carried every single interview. There's all these videos of her deep throating popsicles. Like this was part of her brand. Okay? Then she met Logan and she wanted to carry it like, I am a good girl. I'm not going to sleep with you. I'm going to make you wait. Logan's like, there's got to be something wrong with her. It's like, nope, she is just playing a part for you, the part she wants you to believe. And she's really hoping that you don't stumble on a lot of her old content, which would directly contradict what she is showing you now. She's hoping you don't meet the dude from Valuetainment that he says him and 3 of his buddies all banged her. She's really hoping for that. And bottom line is, once the internet got going, it really got going. And that's because it was Logan Paul. She didn't stand a chance, okay? Now, she was in a tough position because the correct play for her would have been to own all of it and be like, yeah, I did all that shit. And now I'm with Logan, and we're getting married. That's in the past. I was young. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, okay? All these guys you're putting in pictures about, you think I boned all these guys? Give me a break, dude. Have I had sex with guys before? Yeah, I have. I was a party girl. I had a good time. Now I'm with Logan. He's going to be the only guy that I have sex with ever again. Fuck you. One-time conversation, done and done and done, right? Because the whole world was calling her a whore, right? And there was a lot of indication that that's exactly what she had been, right? With Layla Anna-Lee, all of this stuff is a stretch. I think her explaining the book was actually not a bad call. Like just one time, be like the book's a fucking joke, dude. The sexism thing, get away from that, dude. That is not going to work. That's going to be a terrible angle for you. I already saw videos on YouTube going, oh, she's playing the victim, playing the sexism card. I'm like, I knew it. I told you, dude. I told you that's what would happen. But yeah. I think that putting out a statement about the book was not a bad call. I think you should have been laughing and not been mad, but not bad. Not a terrible response that she put out. I think that's the last response you put out. That's it. Do not respond to the Dillon Danis thing. Do not talk about anything again. It will just die out. Now, I will say this. It's Dillon fucking Danis. You know, you can just go into the DMs and see what... Well, or she, I don't know. She's probably not going to watch it. She can just go. I just do better like giving advice if I pretend I'm talking to the person. That's why I do that. Like I'm not like assuming they're actually going to watch it. But so I'm just going to continue to do that because it's better for my brain. You can go into your DMs and see exactly what that conversation looks like. And you can gauge whether or not he is going to slow roll this thing and be releasing more and more and more of it. And in the event that, I don't know, hypothetically, it goes somewhere bad, I would imagine that Dillon has known that all along and he's waited until this thing hit fever pitch because he is a social media fucking genius. Or maybe this is a completely innocuous conversation. That's all he has. If that's the case, ignore the shit out of this. Okay? Unless this is going somewhere that's going to look really bad, you just ignore it and you ignore every single thing that they say going forward. This is not like there's no headshots here. There's nothing here that's a headshot. You can ignore the rest of it. And just let everybody call Ian a cuck when it comes to the ex-husband. You just don't talk about it. That's what I would do. Nina, she should have said something, you know, because it got very, very out of hand. If she would have just owned it, she would have taken all the steam out of everything that kept coming out, you know. But that ship has sailed. I'm really curious if that, if they are like, you know, I don't know, like if they're really going to move forward with that lawsuit or not. I just asked Dillon because I haven't heard anything about it. But hopefully they dropped it. I mean, they both made a lot. I mean, Logan and Dillon made a lot of money together. Well, Logan especially. He got to win the fight. Dillon hasn't been super hard on anybody in that camp since then. He even congratulated Logan when he won the title in the wrestling thing. Why go through with the lawsuit, you know? But I haven't heard anything about it. So, and if she dropped it, I would imagine she would want to drop it quietly because she doesn't want to reinitiate all of the shit she was dealing with. But anyway, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Dillon has more. So that's what I got. I love you guys. Bye-bye.